OMG. Testing, testing, one, two, three. Guys, we're back. Welcome back to another episode of the show. I'm gonna give this show I'm gonna give it a title eventually. Right now we're kind of low on ideas for titles. I'm so tired today, bro. Um, yeah, I think it's because the sun's not out, and I also overslept last night because what was going on? I don't know. There was like a thunderstorm, and I fell asleep watching a video of a deep dive of Ash Trevino, that girl on, sorry, that woman on TikTok that like exploits her whole life and her all of her relationships. She's like me in a way. We're very similar. I've gotten on my YouTube channel and talked about my dating life, my situationships, and all that crap. So I relate. Sometimes you just need another outlet. And I have a great friend group, I have great friends, I have a great therapist, but something about just posting it online just feels like it's just like I'm in there now. Something about talking about your problems online is just gold. I don't know. I can't say that I recommend it. I've gotten a lot of backlash for it in my real life, which obviously, but I did it. Sorry. Anyway, today's episode is going to be about me just growing out of things and just talking about my changes as a 24-year-old, because if you don't know, I'm 24 and my brain is going to be developed fully at the end of this year. So it's a little bit crazy right now. What do we got going on? So I think when you're waiting for like a game to download and you're like looking at like the little bar across the screen and it's like, oh, like 59% done, you have like 24 minutes left, or you have like 23 minutes left until it's fully complete. That's what my brain feels like. I don't think my life, I'm kidding, I don't think my life is actually going to change that much between 24 and 25, but who knows, bro? Who knows? So anyway, um so I guess I'll start with the first thing. So the first thing that I realized that I'm like not really feeling, that I've been feeling for like over 10 years, is I'm not really feeling indie music anymore. Like indie rock music. I think that there was, when I was a teenager 10 plus years ago, um I think I was really starting to get into it, and I really was like fucking with all these bands like early Mac DeMarco, uh who else, Current Joys, um and just like a bunch of little artists that are still not mainstream, and they kind of really set this blueprint for what indie artists do today. um for example, like Alex G. I used to love Alex G. I still do love Alex G. I think he's great. um and now I just feel like I don't want to listen to it. I think all indie rock artists sound the same, especially these bands that are getting a lot of attention on TikTok. I'm like, they're not doing anything different. They're not adding any new, I don't know. And it's to the point where all of them sound the same. So it's like I don't even know who I'm listening to at this point. And not to be that person, but I think indie music is just so easy to make. I could put together an indie song in like a day if I was feeling really inspired. Um yeah, I don't know. Not that it matters how easy it is, but I just feel like it's so simple. It's the easiest chords on guitar. It's the simplest lyrics you could write. I'm just not into it anymore. I feel like there was definitely a time, but now I feel like it's been watered down so much as a genre that it's not even like fun. You know what I mean? It's not even like, oh yeah, like this hits. Like it's like, okay, like this is the exact same blueprint every band is following. I'm out. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, with that being said, the music that I've been listening to lately has been like John Lennon and like his acoustic stuff. His stuff with like Yoko Ono. I've been listening to a lot of George Harrison, been listening to a lot of 60s and 70s bands and artists. A lot of like disco and like soul and French music. Turn me up. Definitely working at a record store has completely evolved what I listen to, completely changed. Because a lot of this stuff I would not be listening to without being exposed to it. So I definitely enjoy that. I enjoy it a lot. Like I love listening to music and I can't wait to do it. Like I wake up and I'm like, oh, I know what songs I want to listen to already. Like when I'm getting ready or like on my drive to work, like I already know all the songs I'm going to queue up. Still listening to a lot of Charlie XCX. Um I oh my god, Addison Rae's album. I don't know what it's called. I feel like it's called Aquamarine, but that's probably not what it's called. Her album is great. I posted this on my private story. I said, if 5 years ago you would have told me, Alex, you would be jamming out to Addison Rae like almost daily, I would have laughed. Her music is so good. Like it is. Like Fame is a Gun. Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know. I love that song. I love the New York song. I mean, she is just like awesome. I really do. I really like Addison Rae. I like this vibe. I hate saying the word vibe. One thing about me is I hate using the word vibe, but I don't know how else to describe it. I like this era. I like how she's evolved and like who she's turning into, who she turned into. And I think everybody's like, "Oh, it's not genuine. It's not genuine." And I'm like, "Dude, your 20s, especially like your early 20s, is like there's so much change that occurs from you leaving your teenage brain and entering your adult brain. It's like the same kind of difference between you entering leaving your kid brain and entering your teenage brain. Like there's so much change and growth to the point where it's like when people are like it's not genuine, it's not genuine. It's change. You know what I mean? Um so I don't know. Leave her alone. Same with Benson Boone. Like I don't listen to him, but he gets a lot of hate. He's a 22-year-old dude. Like, you know what I mean? I've changed a billion times from 22 to 24. So I don't really I don't know. And I don't know the age demographic of people that are making fun of him and that are clowning him, but I just want to say there's a lot of change on the way. We're not even done seeing what he's going to be. So I could see him easily like switching over to rock and being like an Adam Levine. Like, I don't know. Or not Adam Levine. The dude who does Queen. What's his name? I don't even know. I don't even know his name because I don't pay attention, but yeah. So I love that. I love all this change. And for a while, I was like really rejecting the change into my life because I was like, no, I miss how things used to be. I miss people. I miss how things were, but I do think that things changing and things expiring in my life are so important. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm in more of like a peaceful mindset right now. Right now I feel great. Um and just like letting things flow and being like, yo, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's pretty awesome. I feel great about that. I really do. Um, you know. And then I also feel like I'm s- I feel like I do so well and I like feel so good and I have these moments where like I'm like how I'm feeling like today, like just feeling really good and feeling really zen. And then I don't know, I don't know what triggers it, but then I'm like I start like pushing against the grain and I'm like, "Wait, no. Like I want this to happen and I want this to happen right now and blah blah blah." And it just like really makes me feel sad cuz it's like not happening. But I'm like, whatever. Like me being single right now, that's a part of my plan. That is what the universe has for me. I don't know why I try and like push against it. And like literally the last time I like tried to force myself to like not be single and like kind of go out on dates and like give people a chance, I literally was like, I was so stressed out because it's not what I wanted. And I was trying to force something that did not fit. And I actually got so fed up because I was like the person that I was talking to, I wasn't into. And I was like, why am I not feeling this connection? Like, I don't want to be single anymore. She likes me. She's funny. She's cool. You know, she's great. Why am I not? Why is it not clicking? And I'm like, because she's not for me. Stop trying to make it fit. And I did that previously um, with somebody else. Sorry, I got an email. I did that previously with somebody else. I was like trying to make it fit. I was like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I like her. Why isn't this working? And I'm like, because it's not supposed to work. We are not compatible. We have different lives. Like, we have different situations. Like, we're going through different things to where if it did work, it wouldn't work. You know what I mean? So I think that I just like upset myself and like kind of break my own heart and other people's because I'm trying to push against the grain and I'm trying to like open these doors that I don't have the keys to because the universe has not given me the keys. So I think that I've accepted my singleness. I've accepted it, boys. Finally. And so I feel like I'm like, oh, and here's the kicker. I don't even mind being single if I'm going out with my friends and I'm like being social and blah blah blah. But I think that there was a couple weeks there where I really wasn't seeing my friends because we just were not like our times were not compatible and like my friends are going through stuff. I have friends that work full time. I have friends that are on vacation, blah blah blah. And I there was definitely some time there where I was feeling like alone. And that's really when I started to push against the grain and be like, okay, well, now I need to date because all my friends are busy. And I hate that I put another person through that. Like, I hate that I put another person through my loneliness, but now I recognize it and I'm like, I should not have done that and I won't do it again. So, yeah, enough of that. That got deep. Let's change the subject to my plants. Actually, no, let's change the subject to what I want right now. So right now, I would love to start working full time, but I have 2 more semesters left of school before I graduate and then I can start working full time. But like I'm ready to do it now. Like I'm ready to start making full-time money now. I'm ready to just have my days be filled with work and shit. You know what I mean? Like I hate working part time. I have 2 part-time jobs and I still really don't have money. And now I'm like, if I was working full time, I would have gotten myself a new car. Like I'm looking at cars that are in my price range. I'm not looking at like brand new G Wagons. Yeah, I feel like I always have to preface that. Like when I say I'm looking at new cars, I'm looking at cars from like 2016 and they're like sedans. They're not like, you know, they're not like supercars. Um, but you know, I'm looking at cars and I'm like, damn, like if I was working full time, I could afford this. Um, right now, I'm not interested in moving out just because I do feel like my life here at home is perfect. I feel like it's fine. You know, I like living with my mom and my dog. I like coming home to people. I don't have a desire to come back to a house that's empty. Not at that point in my life yet. And you know, and definitely I do want to move out. I do want my own house. I know how I want it decorated. I know the wallpapers I want to use. I would love an older home, like an older small rancher. But I also don't know where I want to live either. I don't know what state. Like I used to want to live in New York City so bad and work in the city, but now I don't want to live there at all. Like at all. Um yeah, I just can't see myself living there. I think that it's just not for me, but um that's another thing. I feel like I don't want to say TikTok ruined New York City. That's not true, but I think that social media has made living in New York this like hipster experience that just doesn't seem fun. It just seems like I would be living in a city filled with people that just want to make content. Um and I don't know if that's true. Like if you live in New York City, like how do you feel about it? Like and tell me what borough you're from. But I just feel like I don't know. I don't want to like live in like a super hipstery place. Even though those are usually the most like accepting places, I don't have a desire to live in a hipstery place. Like I can't explain it. Like I love the fact that there's so many coffee shops in like hipster towns, but I'm like usually those coffee shops are also mid. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I used to want to live in New York City like my whole life, and now I'm like, well, that's now I would rather have a house and I would rather just be able to entertain people at my house and like, you know. So I don't know where I want to live and where I want to work. I don't know if I want to leave the East Coast. Um I have no idea. It'll come to me, I guess. Opportunity will arise. But yeah, I feel like I grew out of that. Um but yeah, I don't have the desire to move out right now. But I do want to start working full time. I think that'd be sick as hell. Um, can I clip this on my shirt? Yeah, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I've accepted my singleness, guys. I think that's like the biggest thing. I've like come back down from the delusional clouds where I'm like, I hope I find a really hot girlfriend or like a really great caring boyfriend today. Cause it's like, I think it'll just happen. Like everybody that I've ever kind of like talked to or whatever has been through like work or just has been through like just I don't know, like being in the same space like school or something. So it'll just happen and it'll be great and I need to like stop making myself like overthink about it because it's really not that deep. And here's the thing. I even told myself and I think that I told the girl that I was like kind of talking to. I was like I think I said like don't I don't know. I said something along the lines, and I don't know if I said this to her or if I was just thinking this, but I was like, I don't think it's like that serious to like be dating people and to like want to be married. For me right now, it's not that serious for me. I don't need to be married by 26. I'm also not even like a big marriage gal. You know what I mean? Like I don't like have a dream wedding. Like whatever my partner wants to do in the future, whoever I decide to marry, whatever they want to do is fine. I don't even think I would want a big wedding anyway. I don't think so. I'm not like a big wedding person. It's like we're married, that's it. I don't need a huge ass party that costs $100,000 for what, 5 hours? How long is like a wedding? So it's a little bit ridiculous. But if you're into that, discard. I just don't want that. I think it's a little over the top. I'd get married on like a boat. That would be sick. Like, that would probably be just as expensive, but like, I'd get married on like a little sailboat. Like me and whoever I marry, and then like a couple friends, and like we like all toast to like champagne. That would be gas. And my parents and my dog, maybe. My dog. Dog is up in the air. I don't know how she would do on a boat. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not that serious. I always thought it was like, I would do a Vegas one. I would do a Vegas wedding. That would be funny. Come home and be like, "We're married. We're married," you know. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you stay till the end, give it a thumbs up. Look at my thumb, bruh. Do this. Do this to the button, bruh. And if you subscribe, obviously you're gonna get a plate of spaghetti with a little Parmesan cheese on top, possibly. So like and subscribe and do something really great today or tomorrow. Whenever you see this video, do something pretty awesome. And thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. ASMR, 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 ASMR. Goodbye.